idea what everybody, you froze, Delia froze on my
I
side
froze.
here. And then I just kept talking. And then I got the boot. So that's what happened.
I was trying to get, you know what? You were looking frozen on my end. I could hear you, and then everything
Oh,
just completely froze. And I thought I've lost her, but then I saw comments going in saying, "Keep on talking, sister." Like,
yeah. Oh,
yeah,
okay. I
right
couldn't see
on.
any comments. So I was like, I'll just keep
I was like,
talking about stuff.
"Yay, she's taking it." I should have just exited.
You
I
could
should
have
have
just
just been like,
had it
"All right,
too,
go on,
right?
Fran, take
So
it,
it's,
take it from
yeah.
there."
So
Okay.
I'm not sure where I left off.
Yay.
Everybody's back. I'm not sure where I left off. I was talking about, not having control over things. And I know it
Yes.
sounds simple to say, but I really encourage everybody to really think about, can you control it? Can you change it? And if you can't, why are you stressing? Did you hear me talk about Michael J. Fox?
I heard that part that he doesn't stress about, or he doesn't
Yeah.
stress about it, but then I lost it from there. But
Okay,
that's
so I'm going
okay.
to repeat it because it's important. And I think, and it really resonated with me. So he says he never stresses. And the reason, in an interview, he was talking about this, and the interviewer said, why not? He says, if I stress about something and it doesn't happen, I've
Mm.
wasted all that time and energy stressing about something needlessly. And he says, and if I stress about something and it does happen, I stressed about it twice.
Yeah.
So that really kind of stuck in my head because I thought, yeah, like there are things to think about, but there's really nothing to worry about,
Yeah.
especially when we can't change it. Like
Yeah.
that to me is sort of really, really pivotal, is that we have no control over it. So, I mean, if I got a lot of work to do, I got a lot of work to do. I got to figure out a way. What do I need? Better time management skills,
Yeah.
or do I need to prioritize better, or do I need to delegate some things? Like I can't change the volume of work that I have to do. I need to change how I deal with that work volume.
Yeah.
Maybe I
I
need to
always
talk to my
say,
manager, right?
I always say to people, I'm like, you know, worry is not going to give me a solution to my problems. So rather than sitting and worrying, I'm going to calm my system down and come up with a solution
Mm-hmm.
and then
Yeah.
take action.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of law of the attraction, and some of the spiritual connections that I teach is that, if you want things to happen, you have to take that inspired action. You can't sit around worrying or letting fear or stress kind of hold you back. Get it out of the system, move it, right? We're going to do some movement tonight,
Yeah,
so it's
we
like
are.
move it,
Yeah.
breathe it, chant it,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how
Yeah.
you're going to move through it. But worry,
It's
it's
such
not going to give you those solutions. It's just going to make it worse and then make you sick.
Yeah. And I think that, we, from the very, very simple point of view of, when you worry about something, you get a headache. Like you don't sleep. Like those are small, and I'm putting that in quotation marks. They're not small, they're big things, but the physical manifestation of that stress is minor. If you've had things like what you've experienced, what I experienced, probably some people who are on this um, call listening to
Yep.
this chat, like we experience these kinds of stress, and we have to listen to our body, because if we
Mm-hmm.
don't, things can get really, really bad. Like there are lots of things um, in our body, like we have a pain in our shoulder or in our neck. It's stress. There's nothing wrong. There's no muscular imbalance or anything impinged. It's just stress, and
Yeah.
we need to release that. And movement definitely is a way to release it, for sure.
Yeah. So I know you wanted to dig into some of that. Do you want to get us moving?
Yeah. So first, I just want to mention a book that I find very interesting that I would like to. It's called Somatics by Thomas Hanna. Can you see that? Yes. There we go.
Okay.
And this book talks about movement and about reawakening the mind's control over the body.
Mm.
And I don't know if people have heard, muscle has memory, right? So if I learn to ride a bike and then I don't do it for 30 years, I can just ride a bike again or ice skate or whatever. Muscles have memory. But in this book, Thomas Hanna talks about a little bit about the fact that muscles have amnesia. and they forget what they should be doing. So if I should be moving in a particular way or standing in a particular way or have a certain movement pattern, my muscles may have forgotten that. They have amnesia. And then what's happened is that all of those messages that are being sent from the brain to those parts of the body, they're not receiving the messages because they've forgotten that they should be. And we have to retrain the muscles and wake up all those receptors so that we can get the message again.
Ah, very
So it's a
interesting.
very interesting perspective on just thinking about the body and how it works, and how people are like, I just, I can't raise my arm. Well, no, you can raise your arm. Your muscle has forgotten. It has amnesia about how to actually do that function. So it's an interesting book. It's an interesting read. Just it gives you something
Yeah.
to think about. Yeah. So it's just something that was referred to me by my mentor, and I think it's very interesting just to think about how our brain is really powerful, and it can
Yeah.
do a lot of things. And
Oh
why
gosh,
don't we
yeah.
forget what to do, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So yes, I would like to do a little bit of movement while we're here because, we're talking about movement. So I'm just going to move myself. You can do this seated. You don't have to stand up at all. And I'm just going to guide you through some movement that you can do sitting at your desk. You can do it with your kids. It doesn't really matter. It just gets everything moving. Okay. So you're going to put your feet flat on the floor. If you're sitting in a chair, then I invite you to just scoot your bum a little bit closer to the edge of the front of the chair so you're not right at the back. And all we're going to do is we're going to raise our right heel in our foot. That's it. So you're going to push through the toe base and you're just going to lift up the foot. You're not putting a lot of force into it. You're not contracting the muscles. You're just getting some mobility. And the reason that, we're starting at the bottom, I'm a barefoot specialist trainer, and our feet are our foundation. And in order to walk, so I'm just doing this as we talk. We're going to do a couple more and then we're going to switch feet. And our feet are the foundation. One more. And then let's go to the left side. So left foot, same thing. Push all the way up. I want you to notice, are you pushing more weight to the outside, so the pinky toe edge, or are you pushing more to the big toe edge of your foot? And you don't want to do either. You want it to be directly across the full pad of your foot. So your ankle shouldn't push out to the outside or to the inside. And now we're going to do both feet. Okay, so we're just getting things moving. The thing about your foot, thing about your ankle, is when I'm standing and my foot is at 90 degrees with my leg, when I walk, it goes like this. The shin comes towards my foot. In order to walk, we need 5 degrees of flexion, and most people have about 2.
Wow.
So often when you have pain or you have discomfort and it radiates, say, in your hip or your low back, it's actually an ankle problem. So just something to consider. Okay, so those are just simple heel raises. Yes? Now we're just going to march. We're going to march, and I want you to get your hands, alternating hands and feet, and we're just going to move. Yep. Yeah, there we go. Good. So nice and tall in your upper body. This is fantastic. So I did a workout last week on Facebook Live, and it was a seated workout. And
Yes, I saw that.
right. And one of my clients sent me a message after the workout, and she said, the benefit of working at home through Zoom is I can take off my pants and I can work out in my underwear and my tank top because I was so sweaty. That's the best. I'm gonna have to use that for like some kind of promotion. Okay, so we're gonna twist now. All you're gonna do is twist. Okay, if you want to punch your arms, you can. If you just want to hold them here, if you want to cross them over your chest like this. So nice and gentle, and we're warming up our spine. We're getting everything moving. Do whatever you want with your hands. It doesn't really matter. The thing with movement is it's just moving, right? We're getting the blood circulating. All right, good. Okay, so now we are going to do a chest opener. This is my favorite exercise of all time. And if you sit at a desk or you do anything like this, you should do this exercise. So hands straight out in front of you, palms together. We're going to open our arms and we're going to bring our arms down, fingers pointing towards the ground, about a 45-degree angle. So I'm going to open I'm going to open my chest. Don't squeeze your shoulder blades. Open your chest and drop your arms down, down, down. How's that feel?
I love anything that like stretches out, because I am that
Yes.
person on the computer a lot.
Yes. So our pecs, which are here, are super, super tight. So open, and you can do some, I'm doing sort of this movement with my wrists as I'm down here.
Oh, nice.
Because
Okay.
kind of like a little, I guess if I had wings, yes, or a fan, and I'm kind of slowly gliding down to the ground. And then we're going to clasp our fingers together, and you're going to pull your arms away from your body. And I want you to try to round your upper back. These two movements are opposed to each other, so opposite muscle groups. So we're going to do that again. We're going to open our chest, drop our hands down. Oh, breathe. This is good, right? Usually we're so kyphotic, so we're rotated inwards, and we don't want that at all. And then one more, clasp your fingers together, round your upper back, and extend those arms. Whew, I'm getting warm. Okay, we're going to do what's called the rag doll. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to throw our hands up into the air, and then we're going to release, and I'm going to disappear from the screen all the way down to the floor. And then you're going to come back up, all the way up, and then
like this one.
All the way down to the floor and release. So the thing with this movement is you really want to release. We'll do it one more time and release down. And then you're going to gently come on up. So you can do that standing or seated. And then
my daughter would love that one.
Yes, it's so good standing up. And then give a little shake. And then we're going to do our face, because we always forget about our face. So we're gonna scrunch up our eyes. I'm going to take my glasses off. We're going to scrunch our eyes closed and open them wide. Scrunch them and open. And then scrunch up our face, nose, mouth, eyes, and then open.
Facebook is going to have a heyday with these
right?
screenshots for laughter.
Wiggle your tongue around, everything. Scrunch everything up and open it. And then shake it out. So it's really...
We should have done a Zoom call. We could have seen everybody's faces.
I know. The thing is that movement should be fun. You should have enjoyment when you do it. You know, it doesn't matter. You know, exercising, yes, there's certain form that you have to follow, but if it's just movement, just to get everything flowing, get the blood flowing, get everything loosened up, just move. It doesn't matter what you do. And don't forget about all the little pieces, little fingers, move them, wrists, your ankle, your neck, like everything. All of this in your face works a lot, and we don't really stretch it or let it move in a little bit of freedom. So just kind of see, doesn't that feel good? Nice and relaxed.
I'm like I can feel even just, you know, the circulation in my body like picking up, right? Like even just that, it's like I've awakened, you know, my circulatory system.
Good. Yeah, it's really important. And I think we forget about it. And I think sometimes today, actually, I posted on my Instagram, I did a video because I did some sun salutations. And they're not beautiful and they're not perfect. But I did them and I felt good. And I think, you know, it doesn't matter what you do as long as you move your body, and you should move your body. Our body is designed to move. Our body is not designed to sit or to stand in one spot. We really need to get that flowing and moving around.
Yeah. Yeah. So what would be, you know, let's say someone is holding on to, you know, more tension and stress in their body. Is there that, I know we just did like these beautiful opening, like chest openers, but is there other movement that, you know, can maybe even just be like, you know, just get out of your chair, do this a couple of times, and it should help? Because I think too, the other thing that induces stress for me, that if I can remember, you know, being entrenched in more corporate world, is frustration from other people. And I think right now, you know, there could be a lot more stress induced from frustration trying to connect with people and, you know, meeting with teams when you're not with each other, right? And so how can we create movement to kind of release some of that in the body?
Okay. A really great way to release that tension is to actually contract the muscle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we would call it like an isometric hold. That's the technical term for it. But if let's say everyone feels tension in a different spot. So let's say I have tension a lot up here. So what I would do is I would contract and release, contract
Okay.
and
Yeah, I can see the
release,
difference now.
right? So you,
Yeah.
whatever muscle group or wherever you feel that tension, if maybe you're on the computer a lot, contract and release. But do it with purpose, okay? So don't just make a fist and release. No, I'm contracting it and I'm releasing it. Like it's
That intention, have
yeah,
intention.
it's intention, right? Have the tension and release it, and really do it with purpose when you're doing it. So contract the muscle and then release. And sometimes, you know, I know that this is sort of my field, right? So I work with the body a lot, and I know it maybe, or I can control it, or make that connection between the mind and the muscle more than other people. But even if you don't know that it's happening, so let's say I want to contract my forearm. So I don't know how I'm going to contract it. I want you to think about putting all the energy into that muscle. So visualize that muscle contracting itself. And yeah, if you need to put your hand on the spot that you're thinking of, think about it and think about that muscle getting tighter and tighter and tighter. And then I want you to hold it. And then I want you to explode that muscle open. Just release all the tension. And like actually physically do it with your other hand. So if I have my hand on my forearm, I'm going to squeeze, 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 and release. So just by making that tactile connection to the area that I'm trying to release the tension from, and
Oh,
just
I
put
like that.
on it. Kind of like, you know, if you're doing Reiki and you're doing a big touch, you put the touch on and put the energy into it and then release it. And the
Oh, I like that.
release is a really, really great way to kind of get rid of that energy. That
Yeah.
that
Yeah. No, I really like that. I like
mm-hmm.
that. I think it helps you. You know, I'm a big, I talk a lot about connection to the body and listening to the body,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like really, you know, I tune into my waters. I don't necessarily tune into my muscle tissue, but I'm going to, especially with
Well,
that. Visual is to touch and to notice kind of,
yeah.
you
And you
know,
can
what am I
feel it.
holding?
You can
Yeah.
feel, like you'll feel it. And you know, it comes to even when I do the foam rolling, right? Like those areas in your body that are a little bit tight, or they have like that knot that you can feel it. Like you can feel it when you find those spots. So feel them, like put a little bit of
Yeah.
pressure. Like there's nothing wrong with you doing that. Put a little pressure into that spot and really, you know, take time and 20 seconds and put the intention of really contracting that area and release it. Like release that area of the muscle, like release that part of the body, because
Yeah.
you're putting, like, from a very fundamental, you know, scientific way, when I'm rolling or when I'm getting massage, or even if I'm contracting that, like we were just doing, and then releasing it, I'm putting attention here. I'm getting blood flow into an area that doesn't have it. And I'm making it, that's my focus. And then I'm releasing and I'm allowing it to release into the rest of the body. Right. And
Right.
it's really important. And I think we do forget about it. And I think right now people are just, I think they're a little bit overwhelmed with all the things that are happening. And, you know, when you had asked about what people can do and how they can cope with this, you know, you need to have a strategy. And when I say the word strategy, I do not mean a checklist. I mean, you need a strategy of what works for you today, which may be different than what works for you tomorrow. So today for me was a busy day, but man, nothing went well. Nothing went according to plan today. But honestly, what happened, I at about 3 o'clock this afternoon, I did get stressed, and I was standing in my kitchen. I was like, oh my goodness, what is happening? Why is all this happening to me? I can't even. What is going on? And then I was like, no, breathe. Let's have a cup of tea. What am I going to do about it? Nothing. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't change any of the things I have no control over. Like, it's to be mindful of what is happening in your body, in your mind, in your day. And literally, can I control it? Like, and seriously, can I control it? Can I not control it? Like, that should be your question. Is this serving me? Is this not serving me? And if it's not, off you go. And there's nothing else you can do about it, because there's no point in stressing about it, because you're never going to change it if you have no control over it. So when I say a strategy, what works for you today? The kids are at home. Nobody wants to do their schoolwork. It's all good. Remain calm. They're not going to flunk out of their year if they don't finish something today. The teachers got the stress. Their parents, they're at home with their kid. Like, we're worrying about things that we can't control. And I get it, because we can't control what's going on out there with the virus, right? So sometimes it feels better to try and control things that are in our little environment. But again, if it's not something that you can do anything about, you're just going to stress about it. So, and give yourself some grace. I mean, it's a hard time for everybody. It's a brand new world. Like, we're figuring it out as we go along. Like, I have colleagues who they opened their business in August and they closed their business 3 weeks ago, and it's done.
Yeah.
Right. And they're pivoting and changing everything. But you know what? There's nothing they can do about it.
No, and I think, there's opportunity to realize, I think I'm seeing people pivot, and it's probably opening up things that they thought or said they couldn't do before.
Absolutely.
And now they're realizing that they can do. And the same with just as an individual, right? Realizing, the things that I can do versus the things that I can't do.
Absolutely.
And, I've pivoted a little bit, right? I like the in-person contacts. I like those gatherings.
Yep.
But now I'm trying to see how can I translate the same experience online. But being patient, because I know it's not the same, right? Like you obviously know that having someone in studio with you is going to be a little bit different than having someone watching you.
Yep.
But being patient with that process and being okay with however, the experience is going to be.
Yeah.
So you've got some amazing programs going on and some amazing things happening on your Facebook page, because you have ways where people can work with you, but then you also are putting out a lot of free content too. So why don't you talk to us about how people can connect with you, how they can move with you. This is your time to kind of share all the ways.
Okay,
that
great.
we can be with you. Yeah.
One thing I want to share, and if people are interested in it, then I'm happy to email it to you. I have this workbook. It's called The Tolerance for Uncertainty During COVID. And
I love that.
Together by Base Psychology. So if people are interested in it, I'm happy to email it to you. I did not create it, but it is a workbook. It's about 45 pages, and it goes through different feelings that you have. And I don't think it's just for COVID. I think it's just for uncertainty and stress in general. And it was shared with me, and I'm happy to share that with your people. So maybe I can upload it to your site or the page or something like that, and then people can download it.
You can actually post it right into the Awakened Intuitives group.
Perfect.
So if anybody is not part of that group, join, and then you can post that PDF in there.
Yeah, I will. It's a great workbook. And so that's a resource that you have. It might be something you could use with your family, your friends, yourself, your kids, but it's a fantastic resource. So I will do that for sure.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, of course. I'm happy to pass that on. So on Wednesday nights on Facebook at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I do a 30-minute workout for free every single week. We're going into week 5 now. So we've done, a full body workout. Week 2, we did a household item workout. We did a floor workout. Last week we did a seated workout. So it's modifications for all levels. It doesn't matter if you have equipment or no equipment. I designed them without equipment. The only one we had stuff was the household things, which we use 2 pillows, 2 cans, and a bucket. And so that was our workout. So that's every Wednesday night. So you're welcome to join. I hope that you do. I'm just looking at, I have so many notes, right? I'm a teacher.
I'm guilty too. I do it as well.
I always offer free assessments. So
Yeah.
assessments, everything is better in person for sure, but I can do them virtually. I did 2 today, and the assessments are really important because, everybody should have an assessment. Whether you want to have a trainer or not, you should have an assessment, and you should have a good assessment. And so I get you to do some movements, and I watch what you're doing, and then I see where are your strengths and where are the imbalances. And so, for example, for today, one of my people that I assessed, she had a problem in her right shoulder, and it's because she has an issue in her left foot. So
Wow.
yeah, so there's a lot of connections that you don't think about, but just by watching her do a few movements and testing certain things, I could say, okay, this is not it, but this is, possibly the problem, and try this. And I give you, after the assessment, that's the thing, I'll give you some exercises, some stretches, some things that you can do on your own at home, and you take it and you go. So it's not about, I don't believe that my goal is to capture people and trick them into buying my services. That's not how I operate. If people feel a connection with me and they think that I can help them, then we continue on. But if not, it doesn't matter, because you get the information, you take the stretches and the exercises, and you go and you can use them on your own. And also the other thing too is that I invite people, if you have questions, send me a message. I'm happy to answer questions. Like, I'm here to help people, and I'm here to make sure that you're healthy and that you can move and you can, live a good life, and you can age well, and, keep moving throughout your whole entire life. I don't want you to be a 40-year-old person that's like, oh my God, I got so much pain, I can't play with my kids, never mind your grandkids, right? So if you have questions, always feel free to reach out, message me, or email, or whatever. You can find me, so you can look on the website. So it's along the bottom there on the ticker, insistonfit.ca. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. You can find me there. What else do I have? Let me see. Oh, so I have a special offer for you guys. So I have a new body shift program. So I did tell Delia it was going to be $89 plus HST, but I've decided as a gift it will be $70 with no HST if you guys decide that
Oh,
you want it. And that, so let me tell you what that includes. So you'll get a video. So there's a bunch of videos. A video for foam rolling. You'll get a lower body mobility video. You'll get an upper body mobility video. There'll be a video with a strength workout for you, and there'll be a cardio video as well. Plus, you will also get a 20-minute one-on-one phone call or virtual call with me as well, included in that.
oh, that's
For
amazing.
plus, plus, I've decided that I will also, I have a 28-day life shift program. And so that is 28 days. So 4 weeks. It's a meal plan. It's all the recipes. It's some mindfulness stuff. And there's some goal setting and some food journaling that goes into that whole package. So that's a whole 28-day package that you get as
Oh,
well.
wow, that's incredible. Oh,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah. So you
So,
get 5 videos, you get the 20-minute one-on-one call with me, and then you get the 28-day life shift program as well. So that's your food plan and your grocery list. Everything's there. You just have to follow it. That's it. And so all of that for $70 all in, if
that's
anybody is interested.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm even myself, I'm thinking about myself, like to get, more movement into my day. I
Yeah.
I am so guilty. I'll sit down and I get wrapped into sessions or, just creating, like as being my own, soulpreneur. I'm creating my own marketing
Mhm.
content. And then I look at the clock and it's
Yeah.
3 and I haven't moved.
Yeah. Um,
So,
So that's good. Like really should. And I mean, as of course, I'm a personal trainer, so I do one-on-one virtual if people are interested. I'm doing right now because I know people are not really sure about what they want to do. So if anybody is interested and they want to do a one-on-one session with me, or they want to get some friends together and we do a Zoom call together, that's fine. I'm
yeah.
offering it to people a pay what you can. So whatever you feel you can afford or that you want to give, you're welcome to pay and I'm offering that to people in the group as well. So
Yeah.
just so people can get moving, you know.
Yeah. So Stephanie, I'm just gonna she's just asking, where do we reach out about the plan? So what's the
Send me
best
an
place
email.
for email? Okay.
Yeah. So send me, you know what? Send me a Facebook message. Is my email on there? Is it
I
on?
have your website, so I'm
Okay.
sure if you
Yeah.
go
If you go to the
to
website, you
yep.
can just email directly through there, or if you want, you can just send it through Facebook Messenger. It's fine. Like that's fine with me. And then we can connect Stephanie and we'll figure
Yeah.
that out. Yeah.
And for those that are in the Spirit Bear Awakened Intuitives group, Fran is part of our group. She's in there, so you could even
Yes.
post a message in there and be
Yeah.
like, "Hey, Fran,
Yeah.
I want
Absolutely.
in," and
Yeah.
start a whole
Absolutely.
post thread. Feel free to start a post thread, Fran, if you like, on there, and have people can comment below with their email address, and you can send out some more details
Okay.
about the program
Mhm.
and get us moving.
Yeah. And I had a couple people that had asked me, I had gotten a message and they were like, "Oh, we have some friends and we kind of want to work out together. And can we do a class?" Yeah, if you have some friends together, get them together, decide on
So
a time, send me a
great.
message. We'll set up a Zoom and we'll do a workout. Like, yeah. And I'm not like, I feel that during this time, people are very hesitant to commit to things. And
Yeah.
I understand that. However, your health, if you don't have it, is a big problem. And I know it's a very direct message, but it is so true because when you don't have it, when you have it, you don't think about it. But when you don't have it, man, you want it back so badly. And so for anyone who's been through anything, the smallest little thing, you hurt yourself and you can't walk properly. I mean, that's a big deal. So now is the time that you need to start thinking about being healthy because you have the time. So now you can start a new routine and get movement as part of your journey, right? So, if you
And
don't,
I
that's fine. We'll do one. I'm good with that.
yeah, I think about all the people that have cut out a commute in their life. So if you were in a car or a train or whatnot for an hour, take that
Yep.
hour and plunk your little movement session in with Fran.
Yep.
And there you go.
Yep. It's
right?
true, right?
Yeah.
You've taken that out and you don't have to, you don't have to move for hours and hours. If you have a
Yeah.
good session, 30 minutes, we're good.
You're good.
I guarantee if you go onto my face, join me on Wednesday, right? 2 days from now, Wednesday, 7 p.m., and we'll do the workout on Wednesday for 30 minutes, and you'll see 30 minutes
I
is
love
more
it.
than enough.
Yeah. I love it. I love it. And I love you. I love your vitality. I love your open heart and your energy. And I absolutely know that anybody that comes through and says yes and decides to work with you will be, completely held and pleased and happy. So I am, gosh, they're like, everybody always wonders how we're going to fill the hour.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's 9
then,
o'clock and we go, we need more time. I don't
I
want to
know,
say
right?
goodbye.
Well, if anyone has questions, they're welcome to email me or whatever, and we can chat or whatever. Yeah.
It's been
Thank
such
you
a
for having me.
pleasure. And I want to
Awesome.
thank you for sharing your time and your
Of
wisdom
course.
and your great words about stress. And we should definitely have you back on in a couple weeks
Sure.
and see how people are
Absolutely.
moving.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd love to. Yeah.
All right.
Thank you for
Well,
having me.
thank you. And thanks everybody for joining us and spending your time with us here tonight. Next week, I will have another amazing guest with me for Mind Medicine. So we look forward to that. And we hope you have an amazing week ahead. So thank you.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everybody.